It's official. The world is ramped up for the holiday season. Are you feeling a rush of excitement or the onset of anxiety to check all the boxes? Take a deep breath and listen in as I share supportive tools to help you thrive now and into the coming year.
Hello, and welcome to the Connect podcast. This show is all about helping you connect to your soul's calling so you can take action on it. Because the sweetest success is a blend of discovering your purpose with the inner drive to bring it to life. I'm Sheila Botelho, health coach, lifestyle entrepreneur, and mom of two, best known for my online wellness programs, mentoring, and self-love passion. Listen in for inspiring interviews, solo chats, and Q&A sessions that will move you past overwhelm towards what lights you up. Stop accepting good enough and go for your version of great in your health, business, and relationships. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome to Fridays Live with Sheila Botelho. I hope you are doing really well wherever you find yourself today. I feel like this day has stretched out so far. It doesn't feel like it should be 1 o'clock. It just feels like it should be later. If you're new here, I just want to welcome you. And I'm Sheila Botelho. I am a self-care and life strategist. My focus being on helping you make an impact in your life, your work, your relationships without burning out. Finding more joy in the everyday, because frankly, if we don't find it in the everyday, where are we going to find it, right? There's so much to our life. There's so many facets that we experience, and we experience things, the highs and the lows, and we plan for things in our life. And really so much of our life is just, it's the day to day. So I am so big on helping guide women into the joyful moments and helping them create more joy in those moments. And often that does begin with how we care for ourselves and how we feel in our bodies. When we're feeling stressed, when we're feeling tired, when we're feeling like, things are just spinning, sometimes it can feel like an out-of-body experience. We're not really there. We're always projecting in the future, or we're like thinking about the past and bringing that into our present. And really what we want to do is be focusing on the now. And right now, I'm having my green smoothie while I talk to you. I was out this morning. And so normally I would do these lives at noon, but an appointment came up that I could not pass up. So I moved the live to 1 o'clock. And I have to say, I'm really thrilled about a whole lot of different things that are happening in my world. And the beautiful thing is I get to enjoy them, but I get to share that with you. You get to benefit from the good things happening in my world, because that is really my design. What I tend to do is I dive into research, I dive into learning about new things, trying new things, and then I come back and I share what I have found, whether it is worthwhile pursuing or perhaps not. I share my stories so that I can help others to have a more enjoyable experience in their life. And so anything that I'm doing, anything new I'm learning, anything that I'm diving into, I always will bring up here or in the podcast, the Connect with Sheila Botelho podcast, which comes out Mondays and Wednesdays every week. Mondays, I have a mini-sode that comes out, and it's like a way to give you just a thought to live into your week, to give you that motivation, to give you that inspiration, those things that can help take the everyday and add a little intention on there. And Wednesdays are either Q&As or interviews. And I have a whole lot of fun interviews that are coming through very soon. And one was just this week with Julianne Bosk, and you can check it out. I have posted about it. I will also put a link to the podcast here. And what I've loved to do during these lives on Fridays here on Facebook is to talk a little bit about these interviews that I'm having on the podcast and other things going on, and actually about my app that is in process. It's getting there. I'm doing a soft launch of it because as I am, thinking about all the beautiful things that I can offer to you in this season's self-care app, more things keep coming up. And so I love to be able to just ease into it. But it will be live once it is available in the Google Play and App Stores. It's going to be taking a little time going through the process there, because they have a whole process they go through to approve things and to make sure all the tech is working, etc. So I'm really grateful for that. And So this week, though, on the podcast, Julianne Bosk shared her story about living on 4 continents with her family, raising her kiddos. And she turned 50 this past year, just like I did. So it was so fortuitous that we connected in this way, because she shared her story about having a birthday, this special birthday. And there was something that she wanted to do instead of receiving gifts from her children. She wrote a book of her lessons, anecdotes, inspirations, and things that she had learned through her 50 years of life and into motherhood and traveling all around the world, living all over the world in many different cultures. And I just loved hearing what she had to share. And it sounds like her family, as much as they are spread out across the US now, they are very close at heart. And I could just feel that as she was sharing these stories. There's just such a beautiful way of how her and her husband raise their family so that they all can count on each other. And yet they all feel very autonomous and very, very confident in the things that they feel led to do in their life. And everybody's so supportive of each other. It was such an inspirational story. So you should check it out. And if anything, it might give you some really neat ideas about, well, how do I handle parenting? Like, what are some different alternative ways for me to be talking to my kids? And also, what can life look like after 50? What can life look like while you're raising a family? Can you live in more than one place? She lives in San Diego and Sarasota. Like she's in 2 places back and forth, and it's pretty cool. So check it out. You'll see the link in the comments below. And if you are here live, thanks for being here. I'm so grateful to see your names popping up. I can't really see any comments, but try and comment, because I can always go back later and I will reply to anything that you've put on here as well. And if you're watching this afterwards, just type in the word #replay, so I know that you are here after the fact, and share what you got from this conversation if anything came up for you. But also, if you have listened to the podcast this week or the Minnesota Monday, which talks about what are you investing in. And in this time of, like, we're hearing about inflation, we're hearing about all of these things happening in the markets, and it's a lot. There's a lot going on. Talking about investing may not be the thing that you want to talk about, although really during a down economy, it's a good time to invest from what I hear. Something to think about. What else are you investing in your life? Because that is what your life is. Like, your life is an investment of one choice after the other. So check that out. It's a very short Monday mini-sode, episode 236. The Julianne Bosk episode is 237. So again, I'll link it in the comments here. I'd love to hear what lands for you for both of those. And I mentioned earlier about the Season Self-Care app and how it's coming together. And I just want to tell you, this is a podcast episode that's going to be coming out. I can tell you right now, because ideas are coming in my head. Let me just have some green juice. I'll tell you what's in this in a sec. I started out on the journey of wanting to have a way to go deeper with women on their self-care, on their wellness habits, and also for them to take things a step further when they were not spending time with me, when they're not being mentored by me. And something where they could feel like, my ideas and thoughts and encouragement are in their back pocket, right? Or in their purse, on their phone. And I looked at many different ways of how I could bring this to life. And I have a website, and you can do a lot of things on a website, but there's something about the functionality of an app, as we know, right? I'd love to know how many apps, comment on this, how many apps are on your phone? I don't even know how many are on my phone. I should count. Easily 50. There's got to be, because when you're in content creation, there's tons of apps, right? But even for day-to-day life, for people who are not content creators or wellness bloggers or podcasters, you're still going to have a lot of apps on your phone, right? And so I thought, okay, an app. But then I thought, wow, I can't even imagine what it would take to build an app. And you can go out there and see all the different app builders, and there are some free ones, but you don't own it. And they're not, functionality may not be there. Who's going to be there to help you with tech? So I found a wonderful company called Passion.io. And so if you're going to go look for my app, you won't see it in the App Store yet or Google Play yet. But once it's been approved, it'll be what we call a native app, and you'll be able to search it up and see it there. But right now you can see it on a web browser on your computer, your tablet, or your smartphone in your browser. You can look it up, and it's seasons.passion.io. I will put a link below, but it is the Seasons self-care app, because my joy in my life is to guide women through all the cycles and seasons of their life, realizing that every season's going to look a little different. We have our seasons when we're raising kids. Maybe we have our seasons where we chose not to have children, so we are just going after our career big time. Then we have a season where maybe we're re-entering the workforce after having kids. We have our seasons prior to being in a partnership at all. Hey, thank you so much. Lovely to see you here. You could have this season then where you are partnering up with someone. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe you're just partnering. There's a season of starting a business. There's a season of going after a dream that has been on your heart for so many years. The season of letting go. And yes, the seasons of grieving a loss of opportunity, grieving loss of, so many different things that you can experience in your life. Hi, Katrin. So nice to see you. And for those of you who have been following my journey for a while, you'll know that prior to me even shifting my focus in wellness to self-care, I lost my sister to cancer. And it was 2013. It was a very tough experience to go through. And I'm sure whoever's watching, you've experienced deep losses in your life as well. And it shows you what you're made of. And it shows you what's important to you. And that kind of began that journey of growing further into, well, why am I still here? What is my work in the world to do? And so that's when I dove into self-care and wanting to, I upgraded my certification into an integrative nutrition health coach because I wanted to fill in any gaps in my own knowledge. I wanted to upgrade myself. I've been in the wellness field for like 27 years. So like things change. At that point, it was like, less 27 minus 13. Yeah. Do the math. And so I did that, and it's been such a journey. And along that way, I went on to lose other family members, including both my parents at separate intervals. And my mom came to live with us for a while. My father left to live in Asia. Like there's so many stories. I won't go into them right now, but all of these things continually pointing to the fact, okay, why is this on my heart? To be an encouragement to women going through all of these different things. I've been through so many things, and I'm sure you have too. And the cool thing about it is, me and my green juice we've been through it together. And honestly, these are heavy topics, and I'm here to bring the joy in spite of them, because like I said, we only have one life. And so we're going to see both. We're going to see the joy. We're going to see the pain. We're going to see the grief. We're going to see the celebration. And so my whole thing is, how do we hold both? And how do we care for ourselves through the process? And how do we handle the constant shifting of seasons in our life? And that is where the self-care app came from. And yes, we need you. Keep preaching. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, we need each other. And so here's the cool thing. In the app, there is something called the Seasons Collective, which will be launching soon. And it is a paid group where I'll be going in through the month, and then there'll be community in there, and there'll be inspiration and ways, like tactical ways that you can really just elevate yourself in terms of your health, your wellness, and also elevate yourself in whatever you're creating. If you have a business or something that you're wanting to make a huge impact on, because I've been in the entrepreneurial space now for, like I said, 27 years. It's been a long time. I've seen a lot of changes. I've stubbed my toe on a lot of new technology over the years, and it's been hard. And I've celebrated, and I've failed so many times too. So I want to be able to share some of these stories. Like, how do we keep moving when we have that call in our heart for what we need to be doing? We just know it's ours, and you know what it is for you. How do you keep going? And how do you take care of yourself as you're doing it, and raise families, and be there for your elders, and be there to take people to, hospital appointments and doctor's appointments and surgeries? And oh my goodness, there's so many things, right? This is our life. but how do we enjoy everything, the in-between, all of the stuff? And so that's what the Seasons Collective is about. So if you go to seasons.passion.io, again, the link will be in the comments, you can see the outline of how things are. There's a beautiful primer in there. It's like, I'm just getting started. It's just like the bare bones over there right now because soft lunch, and I am letting it be easy because the idea in my mind when I first said, okay, I'm going to have an app, I thought, how on earth am I going to do that? Who am I to have an app? My brother-in-law has been in IT for almost 30 years and he's brilliant. And he's talking like, I don't know. Some of the stuff he says, code, oh my gosh. So I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know if I can do this. So fortunately, and thank you so much. Thank you. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be hard. So I decided I'm going to embrace easier. I mean, easy. Here's the thing. We get to choose how we can be in ourselves. We can have an easy time of things, or we can make things really, really hard on ourselves. So I chose, I'm going to go the easy route instead, and I'm going to have grace on myself, and I'm going to give myself time, and I'm not going to give myself unrealistic expectations or timelines. I'm going to have timelines. I'm going to have structure, and I'm going to get support. And so that's what I did. But I'm also, this is revolutionary. I am allowing divine downloads to guide the process instead of sitting down in front of my plan and getting all corporate, putting on my reading glasses. I mean, I need to wear the reading glasses anyway because 50, hello. I am going to allow things to come through to me. And that's how everything has come so far. Like there's this whole idea of, you know, you get started in the day. I don't know about you. If you are self-employed, if you work for yourself, you own a business, you're totally in control of your schedule. You got to be self-motivated to actually accomplish things, right? And so I will find I'll get started and I'm getting ready. And while I'm getting ready, the divine downloads are coming and all the ideas are coming. And just all these things are coming together. So I'm writing down, I'm stopping, I'm getting ready and I'm stopping part of the way. So it feels like, wow, that took a long time to do my hair this morning, for instance. So thank God I only wash it twice a week because yeah, that would not be good for time. And so I end up, I end up allowing it to come through. And I remember this morning it came to me. I was like, wow, this has taken a long time. You know, you got to get to work. And I said to myself in that moment, actually, I've been working all this time. I got gold that I would not have gotten sitting down in front of my laptop, right? Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, these are so sweet, these messages. So yes, we get to let it look how we want it to look. Maybe not always, right? When we're in control of how do we want to like roll things out, we do have a choice. If we're even then, I know things come, life will hit us, but we always have a choice with how are we going to respond to that? How are we going to allow that to impact us? Right. And so that's kind of how the app came together, which sounds hilarious because, you know, it's not all polished and, you know, look at how amazing I am because it's all still coming together, but I'm really grateful. I'm getting great feedback from people and I have some new things that are coming through to be included in the Seasons Collective. And the number one thing is, yes, I have my story. Yes, I have my experience, many years in wellness, working with women, coaching people to a better lifestyle. I home educated my kids for 13 years and have been married for 26 years. And so there's a lot in there. You know, I lived overseas, like all of these things. And in the collective, what I'm looking for is shoulder to shoulder, arm in arm leadership, circular leadership, because I want us to learn from each other. It's not all about just what do I bring to the table. It is about what we together can learn, what we can explore, and what we can learn from your story. Your story is priceless. And that is why I started a podcast, actually, because I love people's stories so much and I love people. And 50 does rock. Yes, 53. Oh, it's so good. And so in the podcast, I hear all these people's beautiful stories. And I've learned so much from them. So I want the Seasons Collective to be a place. Yes, hashtag better together. I want it to be a place where we get to grow together and learn from each other. So that's what that's about. So I invite you to go check it out. I'll put the link, and also go listen to this week's Connect podcast episodes. I'd love to hear how it lands with you. Come on back and pop in the comments anything that landed. And, oh, wonderful. You started a podcast too. Yeah, you want to do it full time. See, when that's how you feel, when it's all you want to do, that's how you know it's meant for you. Yes. So I would love to hear more about it. So please send me a message. I'd love to dialogue about this and hear how it came to be. I want to hear all your story and everything. Because yes, people who listen to podcasts listen to more than one podcast, right? And this is the beautiful thing about the space that I believe I've been cultivating and that you're in. You're here because you're part of this cultivated space of women supporting women, collaboration over competition. We all need each other. We can all work together. And it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm grateful for you being here. I'm going to hop off now and grab the rest of my green juice. It was late eating. But I hope you have a beautiful weekend. And I'd love to hear what's up for you this weekend. Have a listen to the podcast. Go check out the Seasons app. Have a beautiful day. Big blessings.
Thank you so much for being here with me on the Connect podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with someone you think would enjoy it. Also, if you head over to iTunes to leave a review, I'd be so grateful. Let us know what your favorite parts were and what you'd like to hear more of. It will help us have a greater impact, elevating many more people to grow and succeed together. See you next time.